Since to the boss, he doesn't know. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the State of Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Council's Rights of Way Subcommittee meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, April 23, 2024. Let the record reflect that in addition to myself, Ronald Gagnon is here as a committee member with our attorneys, Anthony DeSisto and Mark Hartman. First matter on the agenda would be approval of minutes for January 23, 2024. I know they have been disseminated. I would entertain a motion, Mr. Gagnon, if motion made and seconded by myself. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Staff report.
No staff
Mr.
report
Willis.
tonight.
And for the record, I didn't identify Jeff Willis as in attendance as well. Status updates, Spring Avenue right of way, CRMC file 2020-11-084. I'll turn it over to Attorney DeSisto at this point to discuss the matter.
Okay, I see Mr. Forsythe, Mr. Conley, and Mr. Rubin. Anyone else?
Randall Boots for the Attorney General's office. Randall Boots for the Attorney General's office.
Ms. Booth, why don't you come up also, please?
Good evening, council members.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Do you mind
No,
if I just ask a few quick
No, I-
questions?
that's what I want.
I have a copy of the fifth revised proposed schedule. And you all agreed? Correct?
Correct.
Okay, and the only change is that expert / witness statements / deposition transcripts to CRMC, joint statement of facts to CRMC, joint exhibits to CRMC, May 15th, 2024.
Yes, we also, we haven't sent the stipulation to the CRMC yet, but we entered into an agreement with the fire district to extend discovery for the AG's responses to their discovery. I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Is it beyond May 15th?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Conley, you're in agreement with this?
Yeah, sure. I would add for the sake of completeness that I know there are depositions that folks are still planning on taking. I can tell you that we have notices to take depositions on Monday, May 6th, kind of an all day deposition day, deposition in the morning, deposition in the afternoon. That's on May 6th. I understand that other parties here may also want to essentially schedule some further deposition notices. I call that to your attention, not because I'm not in full agreement with the fifth revised proposed schedule, but I have to share that because with those deposition dates and others still waiting to be taken, I'm not sure if that May 15th date may not need to be extended a little bit. And in all candor, I felt probably best to bring it up now.
Thank you. Mr. Rubin?
Yeah, picking up what Bill just said, the council's been very generous and the parties have been working in good faith to move this along, I think. I know that, I don't want to speak for Mr. Forsythe, far be it from me, but I would assume that they wanted to pose our experts, and there's 6 experts that we've, I think, identified. And, given all those time constraints, maybe, and since we're all here, I don't know if we all have authority, I don't wish to, be seat of the pants or totally improvisational, but it would make sense maybe to say June 15th, and we could all agree to it on the record here, and then maybe try to really make that a firm deadline. So I think that might be more realistic.
I think part of the unknown for us, and I appreciate the deadline issue being raised, is we have a number of witnesses in our 24 or so long list who reside out of town over the winter. And I know as Attorney Conley had mentioned, two of them are gonna be deposed within the next week or so. If, as they return, as the season changes, there might be a chance, in fact, to get those all accomplished in May, if not in person, then by video conference, so that we can in fact make a June 15th deadline work. And yes, we do need to depose your experts, and if notice hasn't gone out about that already, it'll go out probably tomorrow with our request for schedule that. So it might make sense standing here today to say June 15th. I believe I have authority to agree to an extra month and buckle down and get these tasks accomplished during that time.
Attorney General?
Yeah, that is acceptable to the agency.
Okay. Well, my final question has to do with the, and of course, it's been in the previous ones. The bold language at the end of the revised schedule, the parties reserve all rights to pursue any and all relief to which they may be entitled, notwithstanding any agreement to the dates that may be set forth in this proposed schedule. Discovery may be conducted. Any discovery conducted will be done pursuant to the Rhode Island Superior Court Rules of Civil Procedure. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but does that have to do with the pending litigation?
Yes, well, part of our intent in terms of the fire district, when we asked for that language to be included, we wanted to reserve the right to seek redress in court should we determine that to be in our best interest, and the litigation remains pending. So in part, I wouldn't say that's the exclusive reason for the language from our perspective, but yes, we believe the language covers the court proceeding.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything else to add?
Something on behalf of the town of Wesley, thank you.
I think there's, I don't want to get ahead of myself or anybody here, but I think that I kind of sense that maybe there were some discovery disputes that might be looming. So that might have to be addressed. In terms of, not in terms of deposition, I think of in terms of a request for reduction and the like. I don't think the motions are in yet, but I think that they're forthcoming.
I guess if I could respond to that, I would just, these disputes are unknown to me at this time. It might make sense for us, once whatever's submitted, to have a conference with each other, meet and confer. I don't know if Mr. DeSisto or Mr. Hartman can make themselves available to have a dialogue with us, so we could try to avoid having to put something before the council on discovery. But whatever the process is there, we can abide by.
If I might suggest if we could convene amongst ourselves if a dispute does arise, and then if we could consult with you and Mr. Hartman, if unable to resolve it ourselves, if the subcommittee would allow that might move things along.
Okay, that sounds better, actually. These disputes, can they be resolved by June 15th?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay, this is a proposed schedule, and you've been approving these previously. So that would be in order, but what you might want to consider here, because this has been going on for as long as it has, to set down a date certain for the final bullet point. Now, on the fifth revised proposed schedule, May 15th, now June 15th. You might want to make that a date certain.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion then to accept the fifth revised proposed schedule and changing the May 15, 2024 date. Seems by agreement of the parties to June 15, 2024. So if Vince, again, if you'd like to make that
Can
motion
you make that a date certain?
as a date certain, June 15. So a motion has been made to accept this, and the last bullet where it says May 15, 2024, amend that to June 15, 2024 as a date certain. So motions are made. I will second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? A motion carries.
That was the only really order. This was a status, essentially a status conference. That's the only order of business.
All right. think that's all we have coming in front of us, according to our agenda, correct?
Yes. Yeah, typically you've had public comment. We do have Mr. Langseth here who's been commenting in the past and it just wouldn't feel right if we didn't have him say something.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Richard Langseth, Bud on Farm Road in Warwick, and I certainly appreciate the date certain as being June 15th. And guys, we really need to make this happen, because this has been going on for a long, long time. And I appreciate, giving the opportunity for a comment. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else wish to speak on this matter? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion made and seconded by myself. All in favor? Aye. The Rights of Way Subcommittee is adjourned. Thank you.